Assembled Moments is a physical theatre company. We're female-led and we are situated in the New Forest. Our focus is mainly on new writing, and we are trying to create moments of wonder or kind of magic moments for our audience. We also like to consider ourselves as a theatre practitioner. I started Assembled Moments about a year ago because I did a master's in theatre, and I used to work as an actress a long time ago. I was involved in physical theatre, I absolutely loved it. And then I had a break from acting to have a family and teach. And when I went back and did my master's, I realised all the physical theatre companies I still loved were still mainly being led by men, and also a lot of playwrights were also men. And then I kind of realised that there was this gap in the market for a female-led theatre company. But also where we live in the New Forest, there's a real lack of theatre, particularly straight theatre. And both Katie and I, who's the producer of Future First, we had a conversation and we both felt that we had to go away to train as performers and often go away to work or go away to even watch theatre. The idea of Assembled Moments was, could we create theatre in the New Forest that was physical theatre but also had this other part of it that was a youth theatre, so that people in the area who were young and looking into acting or physical theatre could train professionally here. Future First is our first production because it combines all the facets of our theatre company and what it stands for. It involves young people, which is great. It's really important for me that young people get a chance to collaborate on a production, and Future First is really a vehicle to do that with. Future First is also an eco-play which feels very timely at the moment, and it also means that we can do an eco-play that we devise around, so it seemed the ideal production to work on. Inspired to write Future First mainly because I'm a teacher, and as a teacher I noticed a huge amount of despondency in my pupils towards climate change. And the more research I did, the more I found that young people feel like there's no point, they might as well give up. Our generation have ruined everything and there's nothing left. And I think partly this might be to do with dystopian films and literature, which I love. I love a good dystopian film, but I think the problem is that it then creates this kind of feeling of negativity and hopelessness. And I wanted to write a play that had hope in it, but also was able to be cast with kind of gender neutral parts, so anyone could play any role. And also there weren't just two main leads, which I think as a teacher you just find that so often, or one lead role. I wanted roles that all had a moment and the chorus all kind of were important and prominent in the play. A lot of my work has a feminist theme to it. I'm also really interested in power dynamics. In terms of style, I think that physical theatre is obviously always at the forefront of my writing, so not just as a director, but I actually write physical theatre into my scripts. But I'm also interested in collaboration and devising, so I'm really happy for that script to be taken and devised around. Future First is a corporation set up by Dr. Miriam Draper. She's a scientist who discovered this black hole technology where you can go into parallel universes in the future. But there's certain restrictions on it, meaning that only people who are under 16 are able to experience it before the detrimental effects take hold. There's two teenagers, Arden and True, and Arden and True go into the worlds and are trying to get as much information as they can about climate change before their 20-minute timer runs out. Arden goes into the world of elucidation, which is a world of knowledge, and True goes into a world of hope. And then we become virtual avatars as the audience. We selected Assembled Moments youth cast by having auditions, asking teenagers in the local community whether they had acted before or if they had never experienced kind of theatre from a performer's point of view. We welcome them irrelevant of their background. And we didn't kind of do a formal audition, we got them to read different parts of the script and also give us the feedback of which parts they would like to play, and it naturally just kind of progressed who played which role. It was kind of obvious to everyone in the room who should do which part, I think. Creating Future First is definitely different from many theatre productions because as a writer, I'm not just handing the actors the script and going, there you go, do it like that. It's very much a collaboration, a co-collaboration, and because this is a play for young people, it was really important that I hear those young people's voices in our work. So sometimes they will say to me, and God, they'll be honest, you know, we don't speak like that, that doesn't make any sense, or why don't we try this instead, or, you know, things like that. So that really helps shape it. But what's lovely when you're working with physical theatre and devising, many of our games that we used in our warm-ups, things like passing boxes, actually became the boxes in elucidation that they passed down the conveyor belt. Or there was a game we did with the Greek chorus where they moved as one, and that became the different jobs in Hope. So all these things started to become part of our entire play, and the play is so enriched by those moments. And I think that's something that devising around the script and being really open gives you that perhaps other theatre companies don't normally do. Physical theatre is vitally important to us as a theatre company because I think it lifts the play to kind of a different level. Words are so important, obviously, but when you see those physical theatre pieces, especially because we've got two alternative worlds, it helps the audience suspend disbelief and imagine what it would be like in a world full of technology or in a world of hope where they live in the trees and it's kind of gone back to nature. It helps our audience just take that leap with us, and for us as performers to try and be really imaginative and creative on how we can approach music and movement to visualize it in our own minds and in the minds of the audience. We worked with a composer called Medill, and she is absolutely amazing, and she created all the music for the show, and we had some dance pieces or movement pieces to other music, but then we incorporated hers in, and we would go back and say, oh, this one needs a stronger beat, or this one needs to be darker or lighter. And Medill was brilliant in adapting those tracks, and that has really given our piece an atmosphere and attention throughout. Ultimately, Future First has been a project about co-collaboration. It's been about creating theatre for young people, by young people. And so they're not coming in at the end, they're part of the entire process. And it's about a play that offers us climate hope rather than a dystopian future. I think I would like the Assembled Moments Youth Theatre, if they looked back on this process and the play itself, to take from it that it was a really fun experience where there wasn't that pressure of blaming anyone if someone forgets a line or if something goes wrong. That idea of teamwork and all working together, they're so good at getting props and set on in the right places at the right time. They're so good at covering each other if something goes wrong, and I think that's a really healthy way to work, and that their voice matters, that if they have an opinion, why not try it? Why not improvise something? Why shouldn't it be heard? And I hope that they take that with them, and that they think as well that the future is something to fight for and strive for rather than give up on.